Telling stories with your kids, if you're a parent or a teacher, is a great way to connect with your kids and to develop literacy and listening skills. And the first bit of advice I would give about telling any story, but especially a scary story, is don't be afraid. First of all, we're all storytellers. When you come home and you tell your kids about what happened to you in the parking lot of the grocery store, or you tell your kids the story of the day they were born, or the story of how they got their name, that's all storytelling. So to tell a scary story, don't be afraid to make it your own. Don't be afraid to say, "This happened to me," because that gives it extra credibility and makes it a little spookier. The other thing to not be afraid of is don't be afraid to change details. Don't be afraid to make that story your own with your own kinds of details that your kids will identify with. And don't be afraid of making a mistake. It's all part of conversation. You can go back and fill in details. You can use a pause to really good effect. In fact, the best kind of story to listen to is the kind of story that takes a while to unfold. My next tip is love your story. Don't tell a story you don't like. Your audience will know. And that brings me to my third tip. Know your audience. Know what they like, know what they fear, and keep an eye on your audience. Make sure that if they start to get a little too scared by your story, you lighten your tone and you bring them back so that they're not too frightened. And if anybody is really frightened and maybe has trouble going to sleep at night after hearing a scary story, there is a surefire cure for that. Because everybody knows that if you point one shoe under your bed and point your other shoe going away from your bed, that nothing bad can reach you while you're sleeping. And then my final tip is have fun. Who doesn't love a good story? Whether you're sending a shiver down their spine or tickling their funny bone, have a great time with your kids.